Hey,
Welcome
I'm
back to
ready
this
to go.
episode of Keeping It Real with D Shepp. Cuz, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. How do things go
Good. How are you doing?
post double hurricane there in the Sunshine State?
Well, it went well for us because we're
Okay.
located in Central Florida. But if you were Tampa or South, or
Right.
you live
Okay.
close to
All
the
right.
water,
Yeah. A
you
friend of
didn't
mine,
fare too well.
her and her husband, they got flooded out. I don't know what part of Florida they're in, but they post some stuff on Facebook. So my hearts go out to them, and hopefully they can rebuild and recover. They had about 4 feet of water in their house.
Yeah, when look, we all try to pretend, or some of us try to pretend that
Sure.
the Earth isn't heating up, but it is. 15, 20 years ago, they said, "Hey, you're going to start getting more and more intense storms because of these things that
The
we're doing
environment,
to
the
pollute
atmosphere.
the environment." Yeah, but some people believed it, and some people didn't. People who believed it, but guess what?
This is true
They didn't
because you
look
got
like the
some people
people
who
who
actually
didn't
made the
believe
capital investments in their properties,
it.
or just moved altogether to try
Mhm,
to alleviate or avert some of those
mhm.
damaging factors, if you would.
So, and that's where that went. So now you have, I guess, crazies on either side that says, this is happening. The other
Well,
ones
you
are
have some
saying
people saying,
this
"Hey,
isn't happening, and
they
they
are
don't.
modifying the weather." It's like, who the hell are they?
Yeah. Now there is a theory to what that crazy person did say,
Yes,
and we're talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's something
cloud seeding.
called
Yeah,
seed cloud. That is, yeah, that is true. So, but no government
cause
on
a
earth
hurricane.
holds that type of technology to just
Correct.
hurricanes
Right.
and worldwide destruction. You know, other than a nuclear weapon, that's the only power that
Correct.
you know we
Sure.
have to destroy everything. So, but other than her crazy ass, which is
No, she
always funny.
yeah, House of
Where's
Representatives.
she,
Yeah.
a senator or a congressperson from where? Georgia?
Georgia. That
Yeah,
sounds
from
about
Georgia or
right.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I
We'll
don't know,
look
so
that up. And
don't
we'll put
quote
it
me.
on the bottom of the
So,
screen here.
so what's been going on with you? Yeah. Well, and it should read, "Don't quote his ass." So what's
Pound
been
out some
going
new
on with you?
content here. It's been a little bit of time since we done one of these, so wanted to get your take on the P Diddy situation, and then we'll
Mhm.
go from there because I got a list.
Um, you know what the amazing thing is that you've always heard this particular
Yes,
saying:
they are. Yeah.
P Diddy parties are wild. You've always heard that, you know. So like wild, where he had a lot of women, a lot of booze, or just wild. They was just like fucking each other. So apparently,
Sure.
it was just wild that they was just
Right.
fucking each
What
other,
was
and
really
nobody
going on
really
there? Is
wanted
this
to
like
talk.
some Caligula, like Roman type of?
And then,
Right.
oh yeah, modern day Solomon Gomorrah going on that bitch.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah,
Maybe that's why they
you
called
got a
them the
point
white
there.
parties, because
Oh.
everybody was getting
Getting
nutted on.
whitewashed.
Yeah, but yeah. And then, of course, then everybody comes out and
Sure.
says, "Well, we always knew about this." All right, so you always knew about the illegal drugs, the sex trafficking, um, the alleged abuse of minors, and sex trafficking, but we know there were drugs there. Other those two other things, it's just like hearsay. But on to the bigger point. So now everybody's saying, yeah, we all knew about this. And all these motherfuckers are getting famous going on these particular podcasts and just saying outlandish shit. But I want to know who counted all those
Yeah, well, it
fucking
was like some.
dildos.
I've seen the amount, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 750, right? And guess what? There was three male officers standing around the fucking
I'm
barrel
not
full
taking this
of
picture. You
dildos.
take the picture. Ah, no, no, senor.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, like I heard about
Somebody
the
was down
thousand
with
bottles of lube and baby oil and stuff like that, but yeah, I didn't know about the
it.
750 phallic symbols.
Yeah, and that's even a wilder story. 1,000 bottles of baby lube. Shit. I know I still have like baby oil from like four
Right,
years ago.
right.
And it's like this much missing from it and shit. Because baby oil for me
Sure,
don't
right.
really go over the skin like lotion. So,
So, how
you
many
know,
people do you think are
that's
going to
just
get
me.
wrapped up in this whole fiasco of his? And do you think he's going to, or and the next question on top of that is, do you
Um,
think he's done kaput? He's never going to see the light of day.
um, I don't think a lot of people are going to be wrapped up in this. I think
Mm.
it's probably going to be a lot of B celebrities that we hear of. You might get one or two A celebrities that. Um, is he ever going to see the light of day? Probably he ain't going to. He'll probably,
Right.
if he do time, he going to do a lot of fucking time. Well, he like 50
He's going to be
now,
80. Yeah,
so if
pretty
they give
much.
him
Yeah.
30, life is over. Yeah,
Yeah, because he's around our age,
anything over
early mid
20,
50s,
life
something
is
like
over.
that. So,
Yeah. So, and remember, he's dealing with the feds. Yeah, the feds came and swept his ass up. This is
the
not a
alphabet
state
letters
thing.
of the federal government coming in,
Yeah,
you're in some serious shit. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, nah. Feds don't fuck around. And he said, "Look, I got
And they
fifty
still turn
million
around. It's like, no.
dollars
Right.
for bail money. You just let me out." And they said, they ain't gonna.
Yeah, they probably want to roll on some
We
people, is
want
what I'm
more than
thinking.
that.
So, I was doing a previous
So,
episode on one of my other shows, and it's like, who, and is this going to like an Epstein type thing as to where he's got dirt on some other people and they're putting the heat on him, lock him up for now and trying to see who else he's going to give up, or is this kind of just like a one and done?
this is a one and done. Yeah, everybody got off who was involved in that guy's murder. Everybody got the fuck off. Even the jail, even the correctional officers who were supposed to be protecting his ass at the time. They said, "Oh
Yeah,
well,
this,
they
yep,
didn't."
right.
They got off.
There was some
Everybody got
power.
off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
There's some
dead
powerful
men
people
tell
who
no tales.
wanted him silenced because they could bring down a lot of, what we think is just roses and and everything else. I mean, you start bringing down major politicians and
Yeah.
major heads of
So,
corporations and stuff like that, then yeah, the whole thing comes crashing down.
and guess what? People are saying, all right, so he had a
Yes.
co-conspirator. Her name is Gazelle Maxwell, right? And
Right.
she's doing federal time right now. And people are like, well, why didn't they kill her? Because guess what? This motherfucker knew where the bodies were buried. Now she start talking. They just going to say, well, she's just
Sure.
saying
Yeah.
he says, she says shit to get out. You know,
Yep.
so she
And when she
good.
does get out, it's probably
You
gonna be
know,
quiet. Nobody's gonna know about it, or it's gonna be yeah. Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck.
Right.
We play like we give a fuck right
Yeah.
now,
Nobody
but
really gives
or
a shit.
back
Yeah.
then when it
Sure.
happened,
Yeah.
but nobody gives a
On
fuck.
to the next thing.
Yeah.
No, I mean just in terms of
You
that
tell me,
situation.
bro.
Yeah.
Oh, oh yeah, yeah. That's
Hmm.
if it doesn't affect your self interest, meaning you, your family, and really not your friends, unless your friends are, let's put it this way, it's a self interest, right?
You
What
make
are
a
they
very valid point
contributing to
there.
my
Yeah, you
life?
make a very valid point there.
That's what it all comes down to. So
Yeah, it's like
if it
whatever.
doesn't, then everybody's like, I don't give a fuck, whatever.
That's
You
just the
know,
way it is.
hate to be callous, but
So
that's just the way it is.